In this video, I'll show you how to import an image to map it onto an object. If you don't have your UV layout set up like is shown here, you need to watch the previous video called UV Mapping Setup to get to this point. Once you're at this point, we are just going to bring in an image from a file. You need to make sure you have an image saved that you want to bring in to map, and that way we can just go get it. So what we need to do is come over here to our Materials tab, click Materials, make sure you are in Cycles Render, and always use nodes. Rather than a color on my cube or whatever object I have, I want to put an image. I want to map an image to it. So I'm going to click the little dot next to color, or next to the white color, come up to Image Texture, and that way I can click Open to go to my files. And I navigate to the image that I want to use. I'm actually going to go here and get a few random pictures here. Now, if you click this button right here, this makes it so that all your images are small thumbnails, so that you can see them better. So you can see what's in your folder and choose which image you want. So that's one thing that's nice. I'm going to first just choose this picture here. If I double click on it, now once it's in, I don't see it yet, but it's sitting right here. Let me expand this a little bit. That's the name of it. It's right there. To get it right here, to make it any adjustments if I wanted to, I would just come down to this little button right here and then click on it. It should be sitting there. I can zoom in and out. Now on my cube, if I go to Materials here, I can see it there. Now, as you can see right here, 3 of the faces are white and 3 are green, just like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 3 white, 3 green. I can move those around however I want. I'll show you that in this next one, actually, a little bit better. But I can, rearrange these. I can scale this. I can rotate it, and it will change the mapping of the cube. If I chose a different one, let me get one more over here. If I want to bring in another picture, come here to this folder button. It takes me back to my folders. I can click thumbnails if I want. I'm going to select this one this time. Alright, when that one comes up, I still have the image here of the grassy field, so I'm going to click right here and change it to Cereal Box. And it's already there, so that's great. So here's my Cereal Box. Now, Cereal Box, I have a cube here, and a Cereal Box obviously is not that shape. So if I change the shape, let me just show you this. If I change the shape of this to look more like a cereal box, I'll go out to Object Mode, make sure it's selected. I'm just going to scale it S on the Z axis, so S then Z. I'm going to make it a little bit taller, and then I need to scale it on maybe the X axis here, so S and then X to make it skinnier, and those dimensions look a lot better for a cereal box. Maybe I went a little too high. There we go. Now that it's different, if I go back into edit mode by hitting tab, it's still selected and they're still perfect squares, and so that's not right. That's not the right size. So I need to click U and reset that down at the bottom, and then U again and unwrap it one more time. And then, oh, that didn't give me the dimensions. What happened? Reset, unwrap. If that doesn't work, there's one more thing we can do. Maybe it's good that it didn't work. I can show you this. Tab back out to object mode. If I go to object and then transform, make sure you're in object mode to do this. And then I say, oh, sorry, apply, not transform. Go to apply. I'm going to apply the rotation and scale that I gave it. Now, if I tab back into edit mode, if I go to U and unwrap, then it gives me the dimensions, the correct dimensions. So there's a couple strange things there that you need to do. Maybe if the general reset doesn't work, and then unwrap again. So now it's got my dimensions here, but I didn't unwrap it correctly according to the box, the picture that I have that I brought in. So what I can do, another thing I can do, there's several things I can do. One thing I will, let's go to face select, and I'm going to select this face right here. That's going to be my front. And it's right up here, and I want it down here. So I'm going to hit G on the keyboard to grab it. I'm going to stick it right in the middle of that front of the box, and then scale it S. And the dimensions are a little bit off. I would have to change that. But there, I get the front of the box. If I wanted the side of the box here, it's down there. So G to grab, pull it up here, scale it, and I get it to about that right size. So that's kind of that's not the best way to do it, but that is one way to do it if we have an image already. If we're going to make our own image in Photoshop, that's the best way, because then we export the layout, bring it into Photoshop, and put the images where we want them, and then when we bring them back into Blender, they're already there, just in the right spot. Okay, so that's one thing I can do. Just a couple of tricks there in UV layouts. That one's upside down. I could rotate it right here, R180, enter, and then it goes the right size. So you can map them individually or not, however you need to do to get it done.